Hello, I'm Joshua Nipper, and welcome to Contractors War Chest YouTube channel. And on today's episode, we are going to do a tutorial on the hourly labor burden calculator. So let's jump right into it. So as you can see, once you open up your calculator, you're going to land on the disclaimer page, or better known as the disclaimer tab here. It's far left tab. And I want to draw your attention to the center of the page here. And it says, for any issues, questions, or technical support, please contact us at contractorswarchest@gmail.com. I just want to make sure that you guys know that our contact information is there on the landing page here. So let's jump right into the hourly burden calculator. Okay, so as you can see, we have it set up where you can do each individual employee of your company and figure out what their annual or the gross annual pay is and what their net take home pay is right from this calculator. You just have to input some numbers. So it's important to note here that anything in yellow is a direct input by you. Any other column or cell, if it's colored a different color other than yellow, then it will automatically do the calculations and update based on your inputs in the yellow cells. So let's just run through an example employee here. So let's say that we have a employee that makes 30 bucks an hour. So we're just going to type in 30 for the hourly wage. And then hours worked is 40. Now you can change that to whatever you want. If you're typically do a 45-hour work week, then put 45. Or if you do a 35-hour work week, put 30, 35. It is totally up to you on how many hours you put in here. So it'll automatically calculate the take or the gross pay. So it's $1,200 and our pay period is weekly. Now, it's important to note if you change this to bi-weekly and you want to pay your guys every 2 weeks, then you're going to click on that drop down menu and click bi-weekly. But then you need to go back up here and update the hours to 80. I did not automate that cell for one reason is because I wanted to give you guys the flexibility of putting the hours that your guys work on a typical work week. So if maybe in a 2 week period your guys are working 90 hours a week or 100 hours a week, then you can put that in there and it'll do the calculations for you. So let's put that back on 40 hours a week, and we're going to go drop that to back to weekly. So now you see my estimated gross annual pay is $62,400. So based on the inputs that are already in there, uh, with the 6.2% FICA tax and the Medicare and the federal tax withholding, um, and then the state and local taxes, that is not automated either because everyone has different state and local taxes. So for your area where you're at, you put in the amount that would be right for your area for your company. So so for for this, we didn't do any like health insurance premium. Well, yeah, there's a $75 health premium. Let's zero that out, and then we'll leave our state and local taxes in here. So our net take home pay for our employee is 938.40 cents. So if they put into like a 401k tax deferred retirement plan, then you can put that amount here on what that amount's going to be. If they pay into health insurance premiums, then you put it here. Um, and then, it's pretty self explanatory on what the other items are. And if you go down here to the employer tax burden, so this is what you pay as an employer for your employee. So your Social Security, you're going to be paying a 6.2% based on that wage, then the Medicare, federal tax, and then whatever, if you have a like a 401k that you're paying into, like a employer match program, then you can put that here. And then whatever your health insurance cost would be, we're going to zero that out for this scenario. Um, and then any state and local taxes you're required to pay. Um, then federal unemployment tax, and then workers' compensation insurance. Now, this is going to be different for every company and for every state. So you put in your numbers, and if you have other stuff that you're paying on that employee, other benefit packages or whatnot, then you can place that here, and it'll add up your total employer burden for that 1 week of work. So you go over here to the next column, and you're going to see total hours per year worked. Now, if you take 40 hours a week times um, times 52, you're going to come up with like 2,000 something hours. But we all know that you give your employees off on certain holidays and they might take vacation and whatnot. So those worked hours get reduced. So when you reduce the number of hours per year that you work, it raises the actual hourly rate. So it offsets the cost on some of those benefits that you offer your employees, like PTO or whatnot. So I've seen some gurus out there suggest that 1700 is the magic number. I've seen other gurus out there saying 1800 hours per year is where you want to be. So I'm I don't have a dog in the fight on this one. Either put 1700 or 1800 or put 2000. The choice is totally yours. But for this example, I'm just using 1800 total hours per year per employee. So now that we have that part figured out, we're going to go over here and it'll say actual hourly rate. So for $30 for this employee at $30 an hour, my actual hourly rate for that employee is $43.20. So I'm going to take that $43.20 and put it in to this chart over here, the hourly rate chart. Now that you have that, go do your next employee. Say your next employee makes $25 an hour. So everything else should stay the same because you're probably paying the same benefits to all your employees. So once you get it set to one employee, then you should be fine whenever you're doing your other employees. So hours worked 40 tells you the estimated annual gross pay, estimated paycheck, take home pay. So now look at the actual hourly rate for that employee, and it tells me that I need to be charging $36.11 for that employee. So I'm gonna go over here and put 36.11. Then I'm gonna do my next employee. Say my next employee makes $22 an hour. Now I'm gonna put 31.82, and then my next employee is a new laborer that I hired. Say that I'm paying $18 an hour. So my actual hourly rate is 26.10. 26.10. Okay, so now that we put all of our employee hourly rates in there, you will see this red box right here. It says total burden daily rate. Now, daily rate is based off of 8 hours. So if you work more than 8 hours a day, just take that into consideration. But this calculates just an 8 hour day. So for one 8-hour day, you need to be charging $1,098 to cover your labor burden. Now, the total burden hourly rate that you need to be charging per hour for whatever industry you're in is 137. You can round that up to 138 or 140. Um, but that is your hourly burden rate to cover your your labor burden. All right. So you can take that number and go to the estimating worksheets that if you have not seen the estimating engines that I have created for different industries out there, see the description below. I've linked uh, to the online store where you can see all the different estimating engines that I have out there. And in all the estimating engines, you have the opportunity of putting your labor costs, your actual labor cost in there, so you can determine what the actual estimate should be for your customer and have confidence knowing that that's what you should be charging. So, also linked down below in the description is my uh, overhead calculator. So, we're gonna there's videos on YouTube that gives tutorials on that as well, so you can figure out your exact overhead per job overhead cost, so you know what you should be charging for every estimate you're sending out. So please check that down below, or you can find it at contractorswarchest.com and get your own copy of that, so you can be confident in knowing that your numbers are 100% correct. So I hope you got something out of this tutorial on this hourly burden calculator. So I thank you for watching. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit the notification button for the next time whenever I drop a new video, you'll be notified. So thank you for watching and have a great day.